All right, and here we go.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to Live from the Owl's Nest. I'm Jamie.
I'm Alicia.
And together we make RoyalWise, computer software training and support, specializing in QuickBooks Online, Microsoft Office, and all things Apple. Yay! So August is over.
I know, it's September already.
Summer's on the way out, but here in Portland we are still 90 degrees every single day. So we'll see how far that goes. I'm happy that school's in.
Yay!
Teenagers
Our kids are not home.
off to high school. So that's a big positive. How about you? What's going on over there?
Well, for me, my exciting thing is a geek out as always. I do this thing called Look What I Found, which is my segment when I discover cool little new features in QuickBooks Online. And yesterday I discovered that in QuickBooks Checking, which is the built-in checking account in QBO, that if you go to QuickBooks Checking and then to the envelopes, you can now make a new envelope that's an automated sales tax saver. And so what it'll do is it'll look at all of the sales tax that, all of the transactions where you collected sales tax in QBO when the money went into QuickBooks Checking. And then it will every week sweep the amount of money that you need to pay the state into an envelope for you so that you don't spend it and get caught up short at the middle of the month when it's time to pay your sales tax. So I thought that was a really cool innovation. Yeah.
An envelope.
An envelope. So it's kind of like, they say when you're saving to, like, you take $5 and you put it in an envelope, and you take another $5 and you put it in an envelope, and then all of a sudden you have several $100s that you can save up and spend for things.
But these are digital envelopes. Just make sure you know this is inside of the QuickBooks savings. Good. Yeah. Just segmenting our money.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah. How about you? What's going on in your world?
Apple's pretty quiet right now. The Apple world's kind of quiet because next Wednesday, September 7th, we've got the Apple event coming up, the Far Out event, with new hardware announcements. And so we're expecting to see a new iPhone announced. The iPhone 14 is coming out. A new Apple Watch Series 8 is coming out. And I think they're a rugged Apple Watch, something for people that like bang around and do a lot of sports and rock climb and stuff like that. So a watch
that's really cool.
An Apple Watch that can take the hit. Right.
That's really cool. Yeah, I definitely would have needed that in my early days.
And I think a new iPad Pro, or we'll see what comes up. We got the new M2 chip is out, so we'll see if they're going to announce new hardware leveraging that M2 chip. And of course, they've already announced macOS Ventura is coming out in the fall, and iOS 16 is coming out in the fall. And quite often they launch those right around this time, right around this event. So there is a good chance that by the end of next week, we might have some new operating systems to play with too.
Okay. And if you find that your computer is beginning to slow down and age out, this is a good time to check in with Jamie to see if one of these new devices is right for you. We have a Robinhood program where not only can Jamie help you pick out the right machine and then transfer your data, but then if you want, we can take your device, wipe it out, and then send it out back into the world for people in need. Hey, Jamie, where's some of the cool places that you have sent computers out to this week?
So my daughter Grace has been my lab assistant for the summer. That was her summer job. She's 14, and she is the one who's been wiping data off machines and refurbing machines, and we did a lot of great stuff. And so I've got a strategic partner here in town called Mad Max out in Milwaukee. We took a literally metric ton of old hardware to those guys.
Literal metric ton?
It was a carload. It was, I don't know what I'm saying. But anyway, they take any old device and it's almost like when you go to the junkyard and you pull something off of an old car to put on your car. Right. So they've kind of got an Apple graveyard where they'll pull old hard drives and old memory and things off of old devices and give your old device new life because they have that part. Right. And so we gave them, I think it was like a dozen old laptops and 8 iMacs and just a bunch of stuff. And then if we don't give them to Mad Max, we work with a local company called Free Geek, which is another great place that will take old hardware and either repurpose it for people in need and or recycle it properly. And so that's the other thing that's important to us is that nothing ends up in a landfill, that hard metals go where hard metals belong and everything gets recycled properly. So all of our strategic partners know that's the deal and that's what they do.
Right. And then you also sent some out into the world too.
I did. My local Buy Nothing group is very active here in the neighborhood, and we had somebody from Buy Nothing come by and take 5 old MacBook Pros for a nonprofit school in Kenya. So they're starting a school in Kenya, and those laptops are going to go to that school. They're also raising money And I'll try to get that link out at some point. I'm not sure where I put it, but they're raising money to try to buy an acre to build the school on. And then they're going to go and just help those kids learn about technology.
That's great. I love that we're able to take all the technology that's piling up in our lab and in our garage and send it out to people who can really use it.
Absolutely. And they don't mind that they're 10 years old. They don't even have internet. They're not worried about modern browsers. They just want to learn about computers and how to do technical stuff. So it's kind of fun.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think you've got something even more exciting.
I do. I have a special guest waiting in the wings. I would like to introduce Miss Gita Faust, who is arguably the guru for real estate in QuickBooks and accounting in the real estate industry. And I am excited to introduce Gita. Come on up, Gita. There you are.
Hey,
Hi, Gita.
welcome to Live from the Owl's Nest. So good to have you here with us.
Oh, I'm excited. Thank you for the opportunity to share with the world. Literally the world, right? Because this industry is so far and wide, and to share my knowledge, and get them on the right path.
Yeah. One of the questions that we always get in the Roy Wise Owls, our on-demand web-based learning solutions, is how do I use QuickBooks for real estate? And so while I have myself set up QuickBooks files for some real estate companies, it's not my day in and day out. And so I figured instead of me teaching the course, I would call on the expert in the field. And so next week on September 7th, Gita is going to be teaching a 2-hour webinar for us. And the link will be down in the description for today, where she will be covering all the essentials of how to use QuickBooks and like how to trick it out so that you can manage real estate. Did I get that right?
You got that right. So, we're going to start out with the basics, what to use, what not to use when you are using QuickBooks online for real estate investors, whether they could be rentals or flips, right? And the list goes on. So the flips are very similar to developers. They buy the property, they hold it, and they rehab it, and they sell it, right? It's the same concept with a couple little, differences in there. But most of the rules apply to the desktop version. So even though this is for QuickBooks Online, we are talking about basically, desktop has the same rules that we put forward for QuickBooks Online when we use it, right? And of course, different versions have different capabilities and features. And so there is limitations in a couple versions that's the reason we don't like them, right? We would love clients to pay for thousands of dollars using advanced, but it's overkill sometimes. Whereas Simple Start could be as well the right solution for a client if he doesn't need more bells and whistles.
So it really does depend on like what they're doing with the real estate. Like if we're talking about job costing and profitability, they're going to need QuickBooks Online Plus. Is that correct?
Plus or advanced, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so part of the course is going to be about designing dialing in your QuickBooks Online if you're doing investment properties and flipping. We're also going to be talking about what to do if you're renting out your properties as well. Is that correct? Property management?
Property management for investors, right?
Okay.
So if they are managing their own properties or have an in-house manager, an employee or subcontractor, right? We're going to cover that. We're not going to cover a property management company who manages other investors, landlords' properties and charges them a commission.
Right. So we're not talking about like, property management companies, but we're talking about
Right.
somebody who owns a house or several properties and are renting them
Sure.
out, right?
Agree. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. Yeah, and so we'll be taking a look at job costing tools. We'll be taking a look at how to use classes, maybe how to use locations as well.
Right. So we'll be, going through what if and what not, what should, cover all that. So a user can make a decision on what is best for them, right? And in the end, I'll also tell them, hey, this is what I do. So if I get a client, this is the only way I do it, right? So I'm going to show you real life experiences also, in sense of what we do with our clients and how we manage them,
So
right?
lots of best practices too.
Yeah.
Always that
Yeah.
right tool for the right job.
Exactly.
And we'll also include, there are so many apps out there, and every day you see a new app coming out. So we'll walk you through what we use in our business for our clients.
Mhm.
We teach and we do bookkeeping also. So we use the same tools, what we recommend. Now, if the client comes and asks us something that, hey, we want this specific feature, then we will switch them over to another software. But
Okay.
they have to come with an open mind. You can't just say, we don't want to do. So we'll take a real life example. We got a personal care client right now. He has a PhD. He's a paper and pencil guy. He doesn't want to do anything with the nitty gritty work. He doesn't like computers. And we are trying to get him to the current age and using the technology and using the Google Drive. We started small,
Mhm.
but it's such a challenge. So it's basically the user, the client has to be ready to make that jump to make the best use of QuickBooks, right? So it's not one thing or the other.
I've
Yeah.
never had any clients like that. How about you?
Not a single.
Oh.
Doesn't,
Oh, you're great.
doesn't ring any bells. Oh, wait.
Wait, it's all of them.
them.
Yeah. So we'll be taking a look then at some of the property management or property apps out there and how they integrate into QuickBooks.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Excellent.
And
Okay.
some of them don't, and you don't want to most of the time. So we'll talk about it.
I've got a
We'll
couple
put them
of
in their
those
place.
myself,
We'll put them
right.
right in their place. I love it.
Exactly.
All right, excellent. So the course is Real Estate in QuickBooks Online, and it's going to be on September 7th from 10 a.m. to noon Pacific time. So that's 1 to 3 for those of you on the East Coast. The course is $79, and with that $79, you get the live event, you get the recordings afterwards. It comes with lifetime access to the recordings, to handouts, to the slide decks. And there's even a class discussions forum. So if, 5 years down the line, you have a question, you can go into the class discussions forum and ask, and then we will still be around to answer that question. As an added bonus, everybody who signs up for the course and attends will actually get a coupon good for anything on Gita's website. That the essentials class that she's going to be doing for us is kind of like the 2 hours in a nutshell. But then Gita's got like tons of real estate classes that are all geared to whether it's the developer or the investor or the property manager. She has sliced and diced QuickBooks for every audience. And so this is kind of a precursor for if you are either the real estate developer yourself or investor yourself, or if you're the bookkeeper helping these real estate clients and that's your target niche. You'll get a discount coupon for her website so that you can go to town and take all the specific courses for your needs.
That's true. That's true. And the list goes on, right? We have one for self-storage. We have one for agents. We have one for brokers as well. So it does not stop. And we keep on adding more.
Yeah, Airbnbs too, right?
Oh, yeah. Short-term rentals. Yep.
Mhm.
Short vacation rentals, we call them most of the time. That includes Airbnb and other reservation softwares as well. And commercial is rentals is the other one. That's a big one. That's a big seller for us.
Yeah.
Commercial rentals, yeah, because we teach you how to do the camp calculations, as well.
Just from listening to you, the fact that you have like all of those distinctions in your head and not just real estate really shows the level and depth of your expertise.
Thank you. Yes. Been there a long time, learn from my clients and my peers as well.
And you were a top 10 pro advisor in 2022, were you not?
Yes, I was the top. I was in the top 10
Hmm.
for educational and speaker and writer uh, category.
Yeah,
And
excellent.
then in 15 or 2016, 15 or 16, I don't remember the days. It's amazing, right? I got the niche pro advisor award for real estate at
Excellent.
that point. Yeah.
Anything before quarantine's hard to remember. Anything,
Right.
anything that happened
Over.
before the lockdown, I don't know. It's all kind of hazy. I don't know. Well, this sounds like it's going to be a great class. And we're super
Yes.
excited again to just continue to have these guest instructors that are experts in their field to help supplement what we already do. So just so excited to have you join
Join the owls.
join the
Yeah.
owl.
No, I love it, because Alicia and Jamie, you both bring in so many courses from different industries and your peers and your friends whom you have known for a long time together under one umbrella. And that is what is unique. So it is funny. I had created a website, I still have it, Expert Publishers, and that was my goal long time ago, but it never developed. But I am so glad you are doing it. You took you too.
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, it's been really wonderful for me to be able to create a community of experts and expertise that, it's an amazing industry because everybody is like really smart and really fun and friendly and helpful. And,
Right.
I love the fact that I can kind of build a resource library for whether it's the business owners in all of these industries or the bookkeeping community as well. So thank you for joining us.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're welcome anytime.
Awesome. Well, I think we've done it again. We've succeeded to get through another live from the Owl's Nest. You got anything else to contribute before we're done?
No, I'm good.
Very good. Well, I just want to say, I hope everybody had a great summer. I know things are opening back up, but remember to stay safe out there. You never know what's going to come. We've learned that you never know what's coming around the corner. So,
Other than Christmas.
Other than- right, well-
Tomorrow, it's after tomorrow's Christmas.
yeah, Christmas is, well, I think Costco already is selling trees. Okay. With that, I'm Jamie.
I'm Alicia.
And that's Gita. Which way? There we go. Awesome. Thank you for joining us here live in the Owl's Nest. We'll see you next time.
See you in class.
See you. Bye.